Hi there, welcome to another episode of Tea with Hags.
Yay!
You're listening to Sophie and Jatsu again.
Yay, we're back again. Although a bit late, but we're back.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got a few topics to talk about today, one of which was suggested by a listener.
Yes,
which is
Nezu.
really cool. Yeah, and he was asking us if you'd like to read the question, Jane. I don't have it with me.
Let's hope I get the words right. Okay, so the question is it time that the UK got an all-embracing DollyCon going? All the various and rather small groups, single making, single type, single era, etc. got together, maybe once every 2 years and had a big powwow? I think it would be great, a good chance to broaden ideas and horizons and just be nosy, or is it simply too disparate here to achieve?
Which is really interesting because, I mean, we know that BJD conventions have been successful and they are a thing in America. Like, obviously they're very successful in like Hong Kong and Tokyo, I think.
There's a big Dollism in Hong Kong and Dol Plus, is that the one in Japan?
I mean, there's a few in Japan, isn't there? Because there's a Volks one as well.
Yes, there is a Volks one. Mm-hmm.
And of course, like, you would expect over in the eastern side of the world, of course, there is going to be a lot of interest in BJD conventions. It's more like the western side where people, whether it's maybe not as much interest or success, that kind of thing. But I know that there are a few in America that have been successful.
Yeah, I mean, we do have some in the Europe region. I mean, we have Eldo in France, which...
Yeah, we do.
I can't remember if they're doing it every other year or if they're going back to doing it every year.
Okay.
I know there's a Dole Party in Spain, I think. So there's that one. That one I think is every year. I know there are smaller, lesser known ones as well. I think there was one in, I want to say Amsterdam, but I'm not entirely sure.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, there have been really small, tiny ones around Europe. Just like I said, they haven't been advertised as much, or is just being advertised within their own circles within the country, rather than to the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
But El Dol in France and Dole Party in Spain are the two biggest Europe ones, I think. Don't quote me on that. I may be wrong.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. And I think, I don't know, I think perhaps because the UK is a smaller country than America, for example, then maybe that's why there's not as much interest as there is over there. But I don't know, I think it could feasibly happen, but it would just be a matter of could we provide enough attractions for people to actually, to make it worth people's while to come? I know in Eldol they sometimes have Switch and Saddle come over.
Yeah, they have quite a few of the bigger vendors. I don't want to call them companies because they're not really companies. They're still small groups of people and artists working together. But for the sake of this conversation, I'll call them companies for now. But yeah, they do have the bigger doll companies with them. I know Zoom has attended Eldol as well. Dolmore is a very frequent visitor of Eldol as well.
So they manage to have companies and artists from all over the world then, really, which makes it quite successful and provides an incentive for more people to come, really.
Yes, it does. To be honest, I think it is something that we can do in the UK. We just need someone who's willing to take up the job of organising, because it's not going to be an easy thing to organise, even if you start off as a small venue, a really tiny venue, even in just a church, and then just having tables in the church and it starting really small, really, really small. It'll be like a fair.
Yeah. I mean, I also hear that it's if you're a first-time convention organizer, the finance side of things is really difficult to learn how to do.
Yes.
So it would be helpful if we had some people who maybe knew a little bit about that sort of thing already, and that would make it run a bit smoother.
I, to be honest, I wouldn't advise anyone to try and organize one on their own. I would, if you do plan to do a con, even just a tiny one, I would still advise you to work in a team of people, someone to handle different sections individually.
I mean, I think most of the successful ones are run by teams of people.
Yes.
So, I mean,
I'm sure we'd be able to gather enough interest, but we also need, I think, more of our own artists, not just obviously sculptors and stuff, but tailors and accessory makers and stuff like that in the UK. We have few. but not enough to to really run a con, and we'd need to advertise more to other artists in Europe, which would be difficult now considering Brexit.
Yes, Brexit. Yeah, but even if it was just people selling secondhand, like you know, at like the anime conventions that we always go to together, like I always enjoy seeing like the secondhand tables as well. And if you had like a big bunch of vendors that included people selling secondhand dolls and items, and then handmade things and new things, I think that would be, you know, a good mix of stuff.
Yeah, I know in Hyper Japan, I think they had like a second-hand section for not like vendors, but for people like the general public,
right? So
that they could bring their stuff to sell.
That's quite interesting.
To be honest, I never went in to actually take a look to see how it was organised myself. I just literally walked past it because there was just so many people, and I was like, I don't want to be in that crowd.
I do wonder though if the UK is too divided to to be able to facilitate something like this, because as like so for any listeners outside the UK, we do have several BJD Facebook groups that are UK centred, and like every few months, you know, a few posts will roll around asking, you know, are there any meets in the UK for BJDs that are outside of London? And as we know, there is a very dedicated group of London doll fans who will, you know, be happy to meet and play with dolls and talk to each other and socialise. But outside of that, the rest of the UK is not as, I don't want to say organised, but it's very broken up. Like the doll community outside of London is not really, they don't really meet.
No, I think it's because they're so small as well.
It's still a very niche hobby here, to be quite honest.
Yes. Yeah, and especially if you live, like, if you're someone who doesn't live near a city as well, and you live in a small town, that's even more niche.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, I'm going to use you as an example. Where you come from, your small town, how many other people do you know who are in the community?
I mean, to be fair, like, if I was talking about people close to me, I have known maybe 2 other people who were in the hobby, but neither of them were interested in going to meets or meeting up with other hobbyists at all. But, like, you know, I don't think either of them are in the hobby now, because this was a couple of years ago, but even then, they weren't really interested.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Greater London. I don't live in Central London. But even like with me, I've still got at least 3-4 people. I mean, they're all part of the London group anyway. But you know, they're the 3-4 people that live near me, and I could possibly meet them up outside of the London meetup.
Yeah.
But I also think that people in general don't. I think us as a generation prefer online interaction rather than in-person interaction as well.
There is also that side of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, you know, with any hobby, not everybody is going to be interested in meeting up in person at like hobby-specific events with other people. Some people just don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely for sure. So yeah, it is a feasible thing, but you'd need to find somewhere that's cheap enough to run it and have enough interest of people to attend. I mean, there have been people in the past who have voiced interest and have said that they'd love to, they'd be willing to come to conventions and stuff like that. It all just comes down to someone actually jumping off the cliff and organising it.
Yeah. I do actually think that the key to success with something like this might be to not market it as a BJD convention exclusively to begin with, but maybe if it was part of a convention that was more centered around like Japanese culture in general, or like Japanese style or something like that, or Japanese hobbies.
So do you think maybe we could partly hijack Hyper Japan?
Yeah, so like say if we did say if someone was to do like a panel there or have some stalls there, you know, and then like
that could be feasible.
You could like deliberately try and garner people's interest and promote the event and promote the community, and maybe from there you could drum up enough interest to have your own convention or your own events.
Do you think we could? Because obviously we have other types of cons, such as BlytheCon and the Fashion Doll events. Yes. Do you think maybe collaborating with them would help as well?
That might be a good idea. And also, I know it's up north, but Manchester has its own Doki Doki convention, which is basically supposed to be centered around like the appreciation of Japanese culture first and foremost. And they do kind of like, there are stalls about Japanese art and then like Japanese music and dances as well. So maybe, you know, maybe the dolls could be part of that. And maybe that would fit quite well into that scene.
Yeah. So I suppose it's, at the moment, it's a case of like just tagging along other events to try and build up more interest.
That's what I think would bring it the most success, yeah. Because then you're going to introduce like a wider range of people to it. It's not because otherwise, if you just start with like a BJD exclusive convention, the only people who are going to attend are people who already know what these dolls are, and as we've discussed,
yes,
it's so niche that is just going to narrow your pool of attendees considerably. Whereas if you open to the general public and make it something that's sort of, you know, very accessible, and that's like, hey, come and look at this new interesting thing, you might bring in people who don't know about it beforehand.
Yeah, that's true.
So do you have anything more to add to the convention discussion?
Do you think any sculptors would be interested in going to places like ToyCon and displaying their stuff there?
I don't see why not. I mean, it would be a good place to promote themselves, hopefully among a community of artists who appreciate, you know, handmade, luxury adult toys.
Yeah, that is true. They were quite luxurious at ToyCon, although I did spend quite a few pennies myself, but hey, we won't go into that. But yeah, so as for doll conventions, it is a feasible idea and can be achieved, but you'd have to not try and like jump in with both feet at once. You'd need to find stepping stones to then jump off with both feet, I think.
Yeah, I think that might be the best way.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Maybe we should do that in the future. Maybe we should look into promoting dolls at some of these events.
I know this was quite some time ago. I know Max had an interest in running a doll event convention, but because of the amount of work required, I think it always was like quite overwhelming.
Because Max is very busy?
Yes, he is very busy.
I mean, maybe we should seriously think about doing that. Like, we could do panels to begin with. We could do panels where we could maybe do some small arts and crafts exhibits.
Yeah.
We could talk about dolls. We could let people see the dolls and play with them, and maybe not like play, but...
Well, we could have them on display.
Yeah, and then we can bring like wooden paddles to hit people if they get too close, right?
Well, yeah. I was going to mention...
No, I've got it. We can have an electric fence.
Electric fence.
Yes.
Oh dear. But yeah, no, it's good to, I think we need to, if we want a convention or an event purely based on dolls, I think we need to expose it more to the general community. Not just our own community, but other communities and the general public.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were saying before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But talking about cons, we also have plans to attend a few cons ourselves, and not just as spectators, but as people who are going to table.
Yes, because we do have, well, Jatsu put up some vlogs of us like going to a convention, because we do like to go to cons together and we always have a really good time. And this year we've actually been talking about tabling as artists for the first time.
Which is quite scary to think about.
Is it scary?
For me it is, I think, because I haven't done any actual artwork to contribute towards this table that we're planning yet.
Well, I haven't either, really. I mean, I've started a few things, but I don't know, it's really weird because for some reason, like, up until now, I've had it in my head that it's something that I'd never be able to do. And I don't even know what put it into my head that I could do it. It was like I just woke up one day and like wondered how plausible it would be and started doing research. And then I decided that it was something that I'd like to do. Which is really spontaneous and not like me at all. So I'm a bit like, where did this come from?
But sometimes being spontaneous is quite good. It could lead to very good... what am I trying to say? It could lead to really good experiences, basically, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's like, it's something I would like to do. And like, I was under the impression beforehand, for some stupid reason, that you had to have an audience like beforehand, a substantial audience before you had your table. But then like reading into it, a lot of people get their audience from tabling.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're the only one. I mean, I had the same sort of mindset as well, thinking I had to build up some sort of audience before I could table or whatnot. But you are quite right. We can gain an audience from just tabling, because that in itself is getting our work out and showcasing it to people.
Yeah, and of course, you know, it's not the only way to get your name out there, but...
it's one of the many ways.
Yeah, definitely.
But
actually been sorry.
No, it's fine.
I've been reading a lot of scary vlogs, and everyone is like, okay, I have some tips for first-time artists at conventions. 1, be prepared to make a loss. 2, don't make any effort with your work, just put the cheapest stuff on the table. And I'm like, but I want to make a profit and I want to make an effort.
I think for first time con, I'd be happy with just breaking even.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I think I'd be happy with just breaking even, and any other profits I make would be a bonus. But even if I didn't, even if I'm just close to breaking even, it doesn't have to be bang on break even. It can just be minimal loss is what I'd want to achieve.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
I mean, that's the sort of thing that I had in mind when I did, because I have tabled at a convention, but not an art one. I tabled at Eldol years and years ago, and I think I broke even, but even then, any money that I earned at Eldol, I just spent it back on dolls. Because I was like, well, I don't see the point in converting the euros back to pounds, so I might as well just spend it whilst I'm here at the doll convention and just buy things that I want with the money.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, I think I break even with the money I earn, but like I said, the money was out of my head because that weekend was just stressful as hell for me. Because I took part in the face-up competition, and then I had a lack of sleep, and I was dealing with other personal stuff that was going on during the event, and I was just not with it. My brain was just not there.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But no, I think with the art convention that we're planning to do, I think I'll be obviously more with it. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think making too much of a loss is that bad of an idea, because at least with the first one we can sort of gauge what to expect and know for the next time we do a convention.
Yeah, and we've already come up with some money saving tricks, sharing a table and things like that. So yeah, we're just going to see how it goes, and we're coming up with all kinds of cute ideas about what merchandise to make, and we're trying not to get too overexcited and get too over the top with crazy ideas that are going to cost a ton to produce.
Yep. Although I think I'm the one that's getting a bit overexcited with ideas.
Yeah, making a whole chess set.
Okay, that's not a must-do idea. That was just an idea that I threw out there because I was just like, it'd be cute.
Yeah, and it would be.
And it's not an idea that I'd want to... It's not an idea that I'd be like, we have to do it for the first con. I think it's an idea that we can develop for future cons if we plan to do them.
Yes, definitely. So if any of you are listening, tell us what merchandise you like to buy at conventions and what you'd be interested in seeing made.
Yes.
Because so far we're thinking obviously, prints, maybe some keychains and stickers, and maybe cute sticker packs and badge packs and that kind of stuff.
I'm also thinking an art zine, just to showcase some artwork. If someone doesn't want to print, they can just get an art book of sorts.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm an art book type person.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So yeah, I'd want to produce postcard size pieces of art as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, because I have quite a few here that I've bought or received from artists, and I really like the size.
Yeah, I like buying them and then I like sticking them on my wall of inspiration. Or that I've taken.
I quite like framing them
a bit down at the moment because I want to redo the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those are pretty cool ideas as well to work towards.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking maybe doing some OC fan art crossovers as well. So with the sticker ideas and such, I was thinking maybe doing our OCs with their Pokemons.
Cute.
So it'd be a crossover in that sense. And I think that'd be quite a cute idea if they were in.
You could always dress up your OCs as some of the different Pokemon trainer types from the games, because I know that quite a lot of people enjoy the like the NPCs and the background characters, like the different trainers that you encounter, because some of the designs are just really cute.
Yeah, I know some people use their OCs and create like gym leaders and such like that, their own gym leaders and whatnot, so that's quite cool as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What else could we do?
I want to do some fan art of like Pokemon villains or antagonists because I really like them.
Villains are cool though.
They are. They're very cool.
I mean, come on, Jessie and James and Meowth.
Yeah, iconic. And then also, he's not really a villain, I guess. He's more of just a rival, but Silver from the Johto series. Johto region, even, in the series of games. Yeah, I like Silver.
Okay.
I used to be a huge Silver fangirl.
I don't know who my favourite rival is. The only one I can think of is Gary.
Gary the
OG. But yeah, he's the only one I can think of right now.
Fair enough. I mean, there's like a shit ton of characters to choose from, so we're never going to run out of characters to draw.
What other types of fan art would we work on as well, aside from Pokemon being the biggest one because we're Pokemon fans?
Yeah. I don't know. See, I've been thinking about this, and like I have a severe... Because, like, I don't keep up with current series or current trends, so I am severely missing out on, like, capitalising on all of that hype. But so far I've been drawing a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog fan art lately, which, to be fair, it's still quite popular, and it does have a lot of characters that are, like, recognisable and iconic enough to make, like, very cute products of.
When are you going to draw Tails next? Tails is my favourite.
I'll draw Tails just for you.
Yes! Yeah, no, but Sonic is a good... oh my god.
A good hedgehog.
A good hedgehog. Sonic is a good thing to fan art. I'm not good with words today for some reason. I don't know why.
That's cool. I mean, he has a lot of fans, so...
Yes, he does.
I was going to do some Star Wars stuff, but Disney does not play around with copyright, so...
Okay. That's not cool then. I might try and do some more Zelda fan art, especially like Breath of the Wild, because I still haven't finished it yet. I'm so close to the end, but I've stopped playing, which is what I usually do with games. I play almost to the end and then I stop.
You should do like a little chibi link and turn it into a keychain.
I could do so. I was thinking of doing Master Koga again. I don't know why I like him. He's my favourite villain in the game.
That's cool. Oh, but then Nintendo doesn't with copyright either. So.
Okay, maybe not then.
Would
we be alright with Pokemon then?
I don't know, because I see people selling it like Pokemon merch all the time at cons. But I sent you that spreadsheet a while ago.
Yes.
So I sent Jane the spreadsheet, and it basically contained a list of like IPs and characters that were safe, as in their copyright like holders don't pursue lawsuits or have fan art taken down. And then it also contained a list of IPs where the copyright owners do crack down on fan art and fan goods being sold. And unfortunately, Nintendo was like, it featured a lot on that list, as in like they don't like people selling fan products of their characters.
Yeah, that's true. They do a lot of crackdown on YouTube as well. I know a lot of people are.
Yeah, they really do.
Are a little bit like, we need to be careful with Nintendo-based stuff. So.
So I think it depends like what convention you go to as well, because some of them, obviously, like I've been emailing a lot of them, and some of them do police it quite heavily, especially at the smaller conventions. It's probably going to be harder to hide the fact that you're selling fan art.
Yeah.
But at the bigger ones, like MCM, they probably police it a lot less.
Yeah. I suppose.
So if you have a lot of original art on your table, then, a few pieces of fan art probably aren't really going to get noticed.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, personally, I'd like to work more towards original artwork anyway.
Yeah, same.
The fan art I'd probably be doing for the audience more than, and a bit for myself. I wouldn't do fan art purely just for the audience, because what's the point in drawing something that I don't personally enjoy? So I'd want to do fan art that I myself enjoy and the audience can enjoy as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'd like to work more towards like original pieces. I'm just struggling with drawing at the moment.
Yeah, which is fair enough, because like we all go through times where we feel a bit creatively bereft, basically.
All the time.
Yeah, let's not think too deeply about that.
But yes, I'd like to think of more things to produce, but I think starting off like with the easier stuff and stuff that isn't too overwhelming is a good place to begin.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I know some artists also offer like drawings on the spot during the conventions.
They do.
I don't know if I'd be able to. I might be able to. It just depends on how I felt on the day. So I don't know if I want to put that on the table quite yet.
I was also thinking, so if we go to a convention where maybe fan art isn't really encouraged, I was thinking of bringing like a folder with me with like prints of the fan art that I've done, and it wouldn't necessarily be like out on the table, but it would be something I could offer to people to say, you know, I also do fan art, this is some of the stuff that I do. If you're interested in commissioning me or following me, then, you know, have a look through this book and then look at my social media or something.
Yeah, that'd be quite a good idea.
Because I'm not selling it.
No, you're just showcasing
it. Yeah.
So it's a loophole.
Well, that's what I thought.
Wait till it gets taken down.
They take my book.
This isn't allowed.
Yeah, I mean, like, we don't have any scary stories ourselves yet, but I've been reading that sometimes, like, police have been called to the con.
Really?
Yeah, because someone, like, snitched that an artist was selling, like, fan art or something.
Oh, okay, that's
And lawyers were involved.
That's a little bit excessive.
It is.
I think, like, if someone was caught selling fan art even though they weren't allowed to, I think all you'd need is the staff to go tell them to remove themselves from the convention, and if they refuse to, then call the police.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe that's what happened. We don't really know.
That's true. We've only got a part of the story. I mean, I understand lawyers and stuff getting involved because it is an infringement of copyright, but...
But hopefully that doesn't happen to us.
You'll see two crazy ladies being escorted out by the police. Let go of me! Freedom of art!
Literally, we can just whack them with our BJDs.
Take this! Oh dear. We shouldn't jinx ourselves.
No, we shouldn't. Although... No, I'm not even going to say that.
No, don't say anything that could jinx us.
Okay. Okay, moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
I've just had a really exciting text from Royal Mail. Basically, my Nicolin had that has been, I think it's been like stuck in Chinese customs for like 3 weeks. It's been a long while. It's finally in the UK.
Yay! Does it say when it'll be delivered?
Let's have a look, shall we?
Because sometimes they say, the parcel's in the UK, we'll deliver it on blah 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 day.
Oh no, I don't get that lucky. It has left the International Processing Centre. I think that was today.
Okay.
So it probably won't come Wednesday, it might come Thursday. Unless it's got customs fees, so everybody pray for me that there are no fees, okay? Thank you.
I'm praying right now.
Thank you.
Please. Let it pass through customs.
Yes, hopefully. And then I'll put pictures up on my Instagram.
Yes.
Which is going to feel weird because not really into dolls at the moment. Not the resin one. I am all over A-zones at the moment. I've been bitten by the anime bug and I am thinking about getting a Dolphy Dream, maybe.
Yes, you showed me it. Would you paint it yourself?
Oh, definitely. It's kind of funny. So he might watch this, but like the moment after I put that post in the Pygmalion Society, Nezu like private messaged me and he was just like, "Don't buy this doll, don't buy it." And it was because the older Dolphy Dreams have a strong body like a BJD. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I thought they were all what are they called? The joints.
The frame inside.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The swivel joints.
I do. Yes. But no, they're strong like a BJD, and apparently the posing is just abysmal.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's rubbish.
Yeah. So he advised me not to buy it and to look for one with, you know, either with like a head with no body that I can like upgrade to a different body later.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, would you consider buying
a newer
just
body?
A head? Yeah,
definitely, because one thing that I am interested in doing is putting a Dolphy Dream head on an Angelophilia body. And because of the size of the Dolphy Dream heads, I think people shrink them.
Oh really? How do you shrink a Dolphy Dream head?
I think with acetone.
Really?
Yeah. I know it sounds really weird, right?
It does. I mean, yeah, you couldn't do it with heat, because if you did it with heat, it'll just melt.
Yeah. No, but I've heard that people shrink them. Like, it's quite a normal thing, apparently, to shrink your doll head.
Do you just, like, dunk it in?
I think you have to leave it in there.
For how long?
I don't know. You just give it a good soak. You just, like, leave it in there.
Leave it in there until it's to the right size.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think that's how it's done. I think you put it in acetone, or like you do something with the acetone. But the thing that I'm wondering is, like, does it change the features?
That's
like,
true.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know if the whole head shrinks or if, like, if it ends up looking a bit.
I suppose if you've evenly coat, if you're dunking it in and it's evenly coated, then it should technically all shrink at the same time. So you shouldn't have too much deformation.
Yeah. So I guess, like, tune in 2 weeks to see whether Sophie has wrecked her brand new Dolphy Dream head.
And we'll have horrific photos.
Tune in 2 weeks to see Sophie and the shrunken head.
What if it ends up being shrunk to pea size? Like an A-zone size?
I don't know, Jane. I don't know. I'd just have to deal with it, wouldn't I?
Would you get an A-zone body?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Who knows what would happen?
Oh dear.
I would just have to cry and then put it on an A-zone body, or like put it on a lollipop stick or something. I don't know.
Lollipop. Do you want me to create you a puppetry wireframe?
Yeah, you can do.
They're not hard to. It'd just literally be blocks of wood, wire, and some sponge to pad it out. That's what it would be. It wouldn't be like
a horrifying creature.
It wouldn't be like a proper armature. Yeah, I have a puppet that I made during my uni days. It wasn't some sort of weird cult thing, by the way, or anything. I made it for a stop motion animation, and I've still got it. It actually sits on my desk with all my other toys.
You should put some clips of it on the screen.
I've only got the one clip, but I don't even know if I still got that one clip to hand anymore.
It's a very cute puppet, so I'll trust you if anything goes wrong with my future Dolphy Dream, and you can make it like a puppet body.
Okay, cool. And then you can dress it up and everything, so yeah, but I will try and dig up the stop motion animation of my little puppet, and I'll upload it. That'd be something nice to share with everyone.
Yeah, it really would.
But yeah, it's still there. I haven't moved it since, or like used it since, because if you excessively obviously move it about and stuff, it will snap, because it's obviously just wire, aluminium wire and stuff like that. I know everyone else at my uni, their puppets have snapped and broken and are probably home to the trash.
Landfill.
Poor puppets. But no, mine's still alive and around, a bit dusty, but still around.
You should do like a little photo story with it.
I could try and do so. Yeah, I might take some pictures of it with some of my MSDs. It's gonna be like a really deformed puppet next to a really beautiful BJD.
I think it would be cute.
Yeah. It's got like sock mittens for hands. But yeah, I'll try and get some decent pictures of it, and maybe clean some of the dust off of it as well to make it presentable. But yeah, I'll give it a puppet body. Your Dolphy Dream, if it shrinks.
Oh God. Yeah. Keep an eye on this space. See what happens next.
Yes. I actually have some news, but I haven't made the video yet to share it. And I don't really want to look at the video right now. I don't want to look at videos of myself box opening and edit them.
Fair enough.
I
want to see it.
I don't want to see myself. I don't want to hear myself.
Oh.
That's also why I haven't been doing the Toon Me challenge as well. I'd want to, but I don't want to stare at a picture of myself for ages.
Yeah, same. Like, everyone looks so good in their challenges, and I'm just like a potato.
Yeah, and I'm a slug. Slug and potato. But yeah, I might take part in it. I don't know. I just need to just be like, fine, I'm just gonna stare at myself for ages.
Yeah, well, I might do, but I don't know. In a million years.
Although M suggested a really good idea, which is the Tune Me but BJD version.
Oh yeah, so basically the same but just with a BJD, which I would actually be interested in doing.
Yes, and I know there's a lot of BJD owners out there who also draw, so I think that's something that we could probably... Well, I think M should start the trend because it was her idea. And I feel bad for sort of hijacking it.
Well, as long as credit is given.
Yes. I might ask her and see if maybe we could start it in the Pygmalion group and then also get it started on Instagram within the BJD community.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a really good idea because it would also give the group something to talk about and something to do, which is always good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should ask her.
Yeah, I will prod her again sometime.
Great.
Is that all we've got for today?
I think so. I mean, I don't really have any news. Hopefully I will have some more things to talk about when my Nike head comes in. And whether or not I end up buying some vinyl dolls, we will see. But yeah, I think that's it for now. So thank you for listening and thank you for sitting with us and having a chat with us, and let us know what you would like to see sold at conventions. Let us know what your thoughts are on the UK having a BJD convention.
Yeah, and any other topics you'd like to hear us discuss, chat, giggle over, have a laugh about. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment.
Yep.
All are appreciated.
Yeah, so thank you very much and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Bye.